Recently, I did a freestyle for the BET Awards cypher addressing and condemning rappers who unabashedly abuse women and those who stand up for them and even call them legends. I stand behind those statements. It was pre-recorded weeks ago, and I had no idea a grieving mother would be in the audience to honor her lost son. I never intended to disrespect her, and I offer my deepest condolences for her loss at the hands of gun violence. However, I vehemently reject the trend in hip-hop of championing abusers, and I will not hold my tongue about it. I don't give a fuck about getting attention. I care about bringing awareness and holding people accountable for their actions.
No, 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 no. All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing out there? This is going to be a piece of cake. Yo, y'all ain't tell me yesterday when I put that Vic Mensa video up, y'all ain't tell me that Vic Mensa has struggled with domestic violence himself. Y'all ain't tell me that, all right? Because I did go on my platform yesterday, and I'm apologizing my damn self. I told y'all Vic Mensa is an artist. I'm not calling him corny for rapping about X and domestic violence, all right? So reportedly, let me get into the story, then I'll get my frustration in a minute. So there's the BET Awards, the Hip Hop Awards was shot over the weekend, all right? Now, XXXTentacion, we obviously know, passed away over the summer, and his mother was there to accept the award. He won Best New Artist. Again, for the Hip Hop Awards that was shot over the weekend, it premieres on the 16th, I believe. So X's mom is there. We obviously know with the Hip Hop Awards, they do ciphers, all right? So the ciphers are obviously pre-recorded. So X's mama had to watch Vic Mensa in one of the ciphers that was playing during the show. And in this cipher, Vic Mensa dissed XXXTentacion because he was trying to pretty much bring light to domestic violence. Let's make something clear. I've never put my hands on a woman. I've never hit a woman. There's never going to be a story that comes out where you hear Mr. TALIAFERRO put his hands on a woman. That'll never be. I'm really against that. That's one of my things, yo. It ain't a thing with me. There's never going to be a story so I can comfortably talk on shit like this. Because I don't, nah. So Vic Mensa is discussing how he doesn't pretty much like men who put their hands on women. And he uses X as an example. It's like he's not a legend, right? X is no longer here to defend himself. I told y'all yesterday, I think it was corny from BET to not realize that you got this man's mother here and X's mom at this show, and she's got to watch somebody say something bad about her son. But I told y'all, Vic Mensa has the creative control as a rapper to say whatever the hell he wants. If we're going to start policing what rappers say, we got a long list of rappers. That conversation does not start with Vic Mensa. There's a lot of rappers talking about shit they did to people, shit that they want to do to people. I'm not in the business of telling people what to say or not say with their art. I don't do that, okay? That's not what I do on my platform. So I said Vic Mensa, not the corny person in this individual. He's a rapper and it was on his mind. So he said it in a freestyle. But that was yesterday. A couple of my FERRO's got at me. And I've been seeing people posted on blogs. I think Academics talked about it a little bit. I know him and Vic don't got the best of relationships. I seen this video on his page. Yo, y'all ain't tell me that Vic Mensa has put his hands on a woman himself. So what I want to do here is go back to 2016. I think this is a project that Vic Mensa dropped called There's a Lot Going On. The name of this record is for sure There's a Lot Going On. I think the name of the project was There's a Lot Going On. And I want to read to you guys some of the bars in this. And we're going to get to why Vic Mensa is nothing short of a hypocrite for calling XXXTentacion out. First and foremost, the guy's not here to defend himself for something he did when Vic has done the same thing and admitted to it. All right, this is what Vic said in this record. He said, there's a lot going on, but I stick to the ones I love. I never claimed to be a perfect man, but name a great man who was. Consequences of my actions in the past year had me stressing out. It was like May, I just moved to LA. I was trying to figure it out. Medication for depression that I cut cold turkey had the kid manic. In an episode out in Hollywood wilding out like Nick Cannon. Railing Adderall pills out a dollar bill on the bathroom floor. Clean the whole mess up with my nose. What the fuck I need a vacuum for? New York City on my birthday, June 16, 2014, I had the first meeting with Hove, Plus, I bought out the whole team. Let's get into some real ish. I drank the whole bottle of Douce Tata gave me that night. When we left the club after Rap Genius house, me and Shawty got into a fight. She came out the room swinging, hit me in the jaw. I was really trying to fend her off, but I ended up in the closet with my hands around her neck. I was tripping, dog. Too proud to apologize or empathize, I blamed it all on her, saying that she hit me first, even though she was the one hurt. I was really just reflecting all the hurt that I was feeling from the band's rejection. When these kids these days split, that shit felt like a C-section. I don't need to go any further, all right? Now, in no way are we going to, in any way, we're not going to now downplay what XXXTentacion was accused of and what he was going to go to trial for, which was putting his hands on his ex-girlfriend, right? Now, in regards to X in that situation, you can go back to my videos when X was living, when he passed away. Yo, I don't know if X did that or not, but I did read the case files for that one. Some of the stuff that X is accused of was accused of, was absurd. And if he was guilty of that, I don't like speaking ill on the dead. That's not good. And we don't need to be celebrating that. All right, that's not what we need to be celebrating. If he did that, that ain't dope at all. Ain't nothing dope about that. Ain't nothing legend about that. If that's what X did. But he's no longer here to tell his story. It is what it is. I don't speak highly of Ike Turner, but you ain't gonna hear me just knocking him now. He ain't even here anymore. It is what it is. When he was here, criticize him while they're there, right? Now, here's what throws me off with Vic, right? Vic was younger at one point in time, around X's age, and it looks like he's admitting that this stuff happened, he said, back in 2014, which would put him around the age where X was accused of some of this stuff, right? And for Vic to admit that he choked his girl out at one time, right? And tried to blame her, which is similar. I'm not saying it's exactly alike X's situation. Obviously, every domestic dispute is different. But for Vic to now try to act like he the guy that's been over on the other side of the hill the whole time and criticize X when you've done that to a woman? Listen, I am not a perfect man by any means. I am far from perfect. Y'all want to go through my flaws? You might need 20 minutes for this video. You want to go through my shit? Mr. Taliaferro ain't perfect by any means. I got a lot of flaws. But I don't criticize people. First off, I don't criticize people, right? But what I don't like to do is speak on shit that I'm guilty of. I don't like doing that. If I'm bad, if I'm being late, if I'm always late for an event, what you're not gonna hear me do is call somebody else out for being late when I know I'm not the best with time, right? Like, yo, you put your hands on a woman before, and you now trying to jump on the other side of the fence and be a spokesman for domestic violence in regards to telling somebody else they shouldn't be a legend because they did it. What gives you that right to do that? In my opinion, once you make that decision to put your hands on a woman, you can never be the guy that feels comfortable enough to diss somebody else for that action. Do I want Vic Mensa using his voice, his platform to tell younger brothers, hey, bro, that ain't it, bro. Putting your hands on a woman, go take out that energy on a man. Don't be putting your hands on a woman. Fight a nigga. You know what I mean? Do I want Vic Mensa using that power and his voice and everything in his platform to tell young brothers that? 100%, yes. Yeah, but to go out of your way to diss somebody when you did the same thing when you were that age, that is nothing short of a hypocrite. Hey, yo, Jay, I know Jay-Z's not watching my platform. Jay, this your mans? This the guy you chose as one of, yo, Jay-Z personally chose Vic Mensa to be one of the next up. Like, Jay is heavily invested in Vic Mensa. I told y'all in the last video, Vic Mensa was the only opening act Jay had on that 444 tour. The only opening act. No one else was on that opening set outside of Vic Mensa. This is Jay's one of his hand-picked guys to be one of his successors in his rap shit. Jay is heavily behind Vic. This is your guy? Come on, Jay. Even Jay said something about X in a bar too. Come on, bro. Like, this is your guy. I'm sorry, bro. I just don't see it. I'm missing some here. No one told me yesterday when I made my video that Vic Mensa had literally did some of this shit himself or admitted that he put his hands on his chick and choked her out in a closet. And you were on the other side a few years later to diss X for that? Somebody who's not even here to tell his story or even to be found guilty or innocent, and you admitted that shit? Corny individual Vic Mensa is. I'm sorry. That shit is corny as hell. That is one of the corniest things I've ever seen a rapper do. And I'm gonna be honest, some of you big time media platforms, y'all need to call that nigga out on that, bruh. Somebody needs to be, congratulations, he played himself. He need to be on the jackass wall tomorrow. He need to be the donkey of the day tomorrow. It shouldn't just be platforms like mine or hell academics or No Jumper or none of it. It should be some of you big time platforms. Y'all should be going to war, at least calling Vic Mensa out for being a hypocrite. Are you fucking sick? Yo, Mr. Taliaferro, thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. Listen, I'm not perfect. Like I said, everyone makes mistakes, but that one right there hit home for me. That one hits home for me more ways than what y'all would ever know. All right, until I feel comfortable speaking on some of this shit. But it damn sure ain't because Mr. Taliaferro done put his hands on a woman by any means. And for Vic to come out like he's some sort of a god now, after he just admitted that 2 projects ago, that he not only put his hands on this chick, he tried to blame her for it. Now you criticizing? Nah, bruh. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. I don't take it for granted. I had to get it out my chest. I'm sorry, y'all. A little longer than I expected, but it is what it is. But some people like the FERRO rants. That was definitely a rant. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
Taliaferro. Mr. Taliaferro.
Mr. Taliaferro.
Mr. Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr. Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.